the first step we are going to do is copy the entire thing, go to cursor, open the project, go to our InstaMount folder, and now I can actually see everything in the IDE. So this is how I like to work. So on one end, I use primary tool as Claude Code, but on the other end, I open it up in something like a cursor or Windsurf, and I use these in combination. So let's create a Claude.md file and paste this in. So now and save it in. So now our basic context is ready. You might have heard in the AI world that context is everything. Prompt engineering and context engineering are the two buzzwords right now. Now I'm going back to my terminal and typing Claude. So right away it gives me the area where I can type my prompt, but for you it might be different. So let me log out and show you from the top. So I'm logging out, going back to Claude, and now it will ask me, do you want dark mode, light mode? I'm just going to go the default mode, and it works using two techniques. First, you can have a Cloud account with starting with $20 per month for Pro or $100 per month for Max. With Max, you also get access to the model Opus, which is really good. Or you can use API based billing, where you whenever you prompt it, it will cost you a certain amount of money based on the tokens used, right? But that may be unpredictable. So we are going to use the subscription method. Let me go ahead and log into the right Cloud account and authorize this. So you will be asked to log into your Cloud account. I have already logged in, so it gives me access to directly to the OAuth flow. Now it understood that, and now it says logged in as my personal email, and now I can just go to the next step. So these are some notes which you should read, and what should be the terminal setup. I'm going ahead with the recommended settings, and that's it. So we are at the starting point of our building our project. Now let's go back to our Google Doc and scroll up a little bit and start pasting it in. Right now it's important to set up the project right with the right Claude.md file with the list of right prompts, what you are building. It's With AI, coding is has become simpler or easier, but software engineering by itself remains the same, right? You need to plan a project properly, you need to scope it. As an agency, if you're working with a client, you know that scoping, how scoping is so important for a project. So make sure that your plan, your scope is already figured out. Otherwise, you will be just building a bunch of features which you may or your client may not actually use it. So keep that in mind. Now, the next step is, I've pasted my initial prompt. By the way, if you remember our Claude.md file, that has already baked in into Claude CLI. So Claude CLI already understood the context. You don't actually need to tell it. So that acts as a stub file or a starting point for Claude. So now we are saying you are building a job board project. Please follow this prompt step by step. And then this is the first prompt: create a job, custom post type, blah, 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 register using init, use job. So another important point: this prompt is sounds like bit technical. I might not know that. You might not know that. So it's not our job, or it's you might not know that is fine, right? That's fine, totally fine. How I was able to generate it is was my the first three lines, right? Give me a series of prompts which I can use to build my job board. All right, and then you can and don't forget to edit it right after you have generated it. It's not just copy paste. So let's start that. So this is our first. So while it is doing that, and also I forgot to tell you one thing. You can put Claude in the plan mode. So if you press Shift Tab twice, it changes into plan mode. Now, our plan was already done, so we did not need that. But if you have just an idea, you don't actually know what you're building, so you switch to a plan mode and then you start from there. So it's always good to start from a small seed and go from there and make a tree out of it. So this is the job board plugin. And it understood where exactly it needs to put that. What is the slug? What is the name of the plugin? Because this is all specified in Claude.m. There are no surprises. You might have heard in AI in the AI wonderland that AI always hallucinates or gives output unpredictable or whatever, right? So that goes away with a certain set of context. I'm talking a lot, so let me focus on doing more. All right, so just check if you know coding. It's good to check. If you don't know, then you can understand the concept what it is trying to do. So it is building our CPT. So now I have a couple of choices. I can just say yes, go ahead and create it, or I can press two for so yes for this session. So it will not ask you again. It will just boom 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 and then start to code for you. And we are not going to do that right now. We'll do that after we have understood that Cloud now finally understands what we are trying to do. And then you can read the other options. So I'm going to just press enter and let it go and build that. And the beauty of InstaWP is that if you go back to your staging site and you magic log into it, you will see that it is happening in real time. And not only you, your clients can also see that. So if you go to the plugin section, so we now have a job board plugin, and your clients can actually see that, or your teammates. Not necessarily you want to share this URL with your clients at this stage, right? So you can share this with your teammate, your project manager, and they can actually see it happening. And multiple people from your team can actually mount on this. The same website can be mounted by multiple people, and they can all work. But I will suggest for them to work on their separate areas, maybe one plugin or the other. So now we have our to-dos, first set of to-dos done. So let's activate the plugin. Now we have a very nice jobs area. Here we can add a new job. It takes me to editor and then I can paste it in, right? So anything which I would like to do. And going back to, so we have a job and then we also have job categories. So because that's what we asked it to do.